All right, everybody, so I'm going to test fit, well, actually, I'm going to install the passenger side Holley LS tall valve cover today. And the reason I want to do that is because I actually need to take some measurements for a little dipstick conversion that I'm going to do. But in a nutshell, let me show you the driver's side. This is the Holley valve cover already installed, but let me run you through how to remove it. It's pretty straightforward. So first thing you want to do is you want to obviously pull your spark plug wires off the actual coil packs right here. And then you're going to disconnect your main harness. This is what supplies all of your spark plug pigtails, or I should say coil pack pigtails. And then from there, you're going to remove the bracket. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts you got to remove. And then once that's out of the way, you can leave the coil packs right on the bracket itself. And then you got to work on the 4 bolts that you got that holds the actual valve cover to the head. All right, so as you can see, once you remove the 5 bolts, this whole bracket will come right off the valve cover. Here's the valve cover right there, nice and filthy. And what's left is the harness, and then which is an individual pigtail harness with the female plug here. The male plug stays right there. And then you have your coil pack still attached to it. So in another thing, actually, I should say that people forget is always make a mark. So this one here is the first coil pack pigtail from the driver's, I shouldn't say from the driver's side, but from the front of the vehicle. That way you don't get them mixed up, because if you do, it's not going to be happy. But anyway, so I'm going to set this down, remove the valve cover, the OEM valve cover, and then I'm going to show you guys how to transfer everything onto the new one. So here it is right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you pull that and this evap line here, your valve cover will come right off. All right, guys, so I got the coil pack bracket removed. The valve cover is removed. Obviously, this C6 will get heads and cams, so all this stuff has to come off. I'm just doing this for test fit purposes, and plus it's like I said, it's a pretty easy process. So let me show you. Here's the coil pack bracket with the coil pack still on it. As I said, you got 5 bolts that hold this thing to the head, okay, or to the head, I should say, to the valve cover. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove these pigtails. I did mark this one with black paint, and the reason you want to do that is because if you do flip it 180, you're not going to be too happy with the way your coil packs fire. It's not going to run right. So you always want to do either the front one, which this is the front one, or the rear one. That way you know which way the harness needs to go in your vehicle. And then as far as the valve cover goes, you just got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts with seals on them. You remove those and the whole thing comes off. You also have another evap line that you got to pull off right there, which is actually right here. But that's pretty straightforward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the area, get the valve cover out, and get it started, and then from there we'll put the coil packs on. I'll show you guys how to do that, and like I said, the little harness keeper. All right, what's going on? So this here is the bracket without the coil packs. This is the front of the vehicle. You can see by the little paint mark. This is the back of the vehicle. I took all the coils off, transferred them onto the valve cover. So now you have this keeper that keeps your coil pack loom together. And what you got to do is you have to take it apart. And all you have to do is just undo all these tabs right here. There's more here. And there are some here, and then you'll be able to get the wiring harness out and transfer it onto the new setup. I'll show you that in the next video. What's going on, everybody? So this is the last video. Here is the finished project. So the passenger side is done. I transferred all 4 coil packs right onto the valve cover. You do, like I said, reuse the OEM hardware. So these are the same bolts that were mounted to your original LS coil pack bracket. The harness is there. Now once I remove everything, do a heads cam, put a fast 102 on, I'm gonna basically lay in the harness, zip tie everything nice and neat so it's not sticking up. And this here is the oil catch can, or the separator, that I just put in place to see how everything fits. And I can tell you that this here will need a 90-degree elbow, so I can cut this down and make it nice and neat. The zip tie will just come off. It's just for now to hold it in place. But here's the deal. So with these valve covers, the passenger side does have a vent. On the OEM valve cover that you see, like I call them the pancake style LS covers, this elbow that comes out of the vent elbow that comes out of the valve cover is a lot longer, like twice as long. So the little adapter that you see for this breather is not going to fit. So I had to use a 3/8 hose, 3/8 ID hose, to extend it and go from the valve cover over to the OEM line. This is a 3/8 hose as well. So in this kit, I'm going to make another video and show you guys where I got this kit. One of the reasons I got it is because it does have a clear canister that you can either drain from the bottom or just unscrew the whole thing. It's a visual thing. It's visible, it's small, and to me, it makes perfect sense. Plus, once I tidy everything up and get it put in. But anyway, this kit comes with a 3/8 hose as well. It connects right there, basically engine side and then your intake manifold side. But regardless, they don't give you enough hose for your LS C6 application. So luckily I had about 3 feet of 3/8. This is a fuel line hose, so it will work just fine. It's reinforced. So I had to get this hose, cut it to length, and then I also used 3/8 hose again, like I said, for this extension. But it looks pretty good. I like how the black covers look. These are Holley tall LS covers. And I'll make another video kind of showing you guys on my computer all the parts and this oil catch can, aka separator. All right.